Hi, I'm doing another video. Videos are really hard for me, but I've got to practice because we can do hard things. So we need to talk about oversharing online, specifically on social media. And just to let you know, this is not a response to anything. Nothing happened that I know of. Nothing happened to me, with me. But I have noticed on occasion over the last however many years I've been online that there will be times when I see, it's usually a little one, sharing things online just in a general capacity or even in a group that I have some cautious feelings about. And what I mean is sometimes I will see little ones share a lot of system information, some really personal information, like I'm trying to think of an example. But here, let me tell you a story. In 2014, when I got online as me, my other person, most of you guys know my story and I won't go into it here, but my other person had social media accounts before I did. But now in 2014 is when I got my own separate accounts and was online as a writer. Facebook had a lot of groups that were supposed to be for people with DID or their loved ones or supporters, you know, family, whoever. And so at that time, I joined a bunch of them. Now, there was one or two that I did not like right off the bat because one of them specifically, I don't remember the name of it now, but one of them specifically, as soon as I sent the join request, and this was before they had the required questions that they could ask you, the admin, one of them, immediately messaged me and said, hey, it's fine if you want to be in our group, but everyone who joins the group has to tell me what their real legal name is and send me a picture of them. Because at the time, I wasn't using a real picture of me. I was still in danger, so I wasn't using a real name. I wasn't using a legal name. I was using my real name in the system, but, and I didn't post pictures of myself, ever. So I told the guy, who was a guy, I said, that's totally fine if that's what you need, but I'm not sending you a picture of me. And he said, then you have no place in our group. And I sent a thumbs up and like closed the chat because I was not going to do that. I had a lot of reservations about somebody immediately demanding that I tell them my legal name and send me a picture. And so some of you might know this story. This person who had messaged me ended up befriending a couple of other people's systems and immediately was trying to grill them for personal information, system information, things that had happened to them, and ended up horribly abusing a couple of people because he had information that could either trigger certain parts to come out or, I don't know, emotionally manipulate. I didn't really catch the details, but I knew that when he messaged me, that was an unreasonable demand and I didn't feel right doing it. But here's the thing, guys. Trauma does a lot of things to people. And before I say this, I want to say I know that not all systems out there identify as traumagenic. I see you. I love you too. I'm mostly talking about people who overshare because they have been traumatized. Trauma does a lot of things, and one of those things is it makes it hard for us to have healthy boundaries, and that can take a really long time to learn. So one thing that can happen is that people overshare with people that they don't know, and sometimes that can put you at risk. And what I want to say to you all is to please be careful what information that you share on social media specifically. People may not always have the best intentions. We want to hope that everyone that we meet that's interested in us does have good intentions, but unfortunately that's just not always true. So please take your time when you're getting to know someone, especially when you're sharing personal information. I understand all of the reasons why it just feels really good when someone wants to know things about us and when, you know, our systems have to hide so often and there's a place where we feel like we don't have to hide who we really are and our systems and all of that, but that information in the wrong hands could really cause harm to you. So as a mama bear, to all of you, especially your littles, I just want you to be careful. Number one, about what you share online in general anyway. And number two, about sharing too much too fast with a new person. Whether that's like one-on-one or like, I don't know, whatever means that you're communicating with someone. If they immediately start asking you a bunch of personal questions, that should be a red flag to you. Unless this is a therapist that you are hiring or a peer worker or someone else. And you know what? Excuse me. When I'm meeting with a new client, I don't want them to tell me personal things unless it's just like about to erupt and spill out and they need to, like, in order to release some of that pressure. That's okay. But I don't ask for or even encourage people to share personal, like deeply personal, painful, whatever kind of information, even with me, like even if they're paying me to help them with their healing process, because I don't feel like it's always safe for their system. And so sometimes, I think another thing that can happen is sometimes whoever is fronting at the time might really want to share information, but then they don't necessarily think to stop and check whether the information that they're sharing, whether it's okay with the other people in the system for that to be shared. And so that can make other people in the system feel unsafe. And I mean, depending on who they're sharing it with, it might not be a good idea to share that. You just don't know. So please take your time when you get to know people, when you get to know someone new. I think I had a number one and now I don't remember. Number two, I think I'm saying what I want to say though. And I think you probably understand what I'm saying. Back when I first had that experience and then found out later that that person very severely emotionally abused some people in that group, it was disturbing. And this is kind of a tangent, so this is not really 100% on topic, but something else that you might run into is a group where they have a leader who believes that they know all of the things about dissociation. And, you know, I'm not in any other DID groups at this point other than the one that I help moderate, which is the Dissociative Initiative, which has been a really quiet group for a while now because they kind of ebb and flow sometimes, and that's fine. And this is why. And you can do whatever you want. Please understand, I am not judging you. And if you get things out of the groups, that's cool. I'm glad. I am not in really any other group other than the one that I moderate. And then I think I might be in alternation. But the reason why is when I first got online, I went into some of these groups and some of them had admins who were very strict about making sure that everyone in that group agreed with them about everything. And like if someone posted asking a question about a type of inside person, admin would answer it and go, no, this is this. And this is all it could be. And anyone who disagreed with them was banned and blocked. And as an Enneagram 8, I just don't really like that kind of control anyway over anyone, not just me. It's not my thing. But also, I don't think that's healthy. I don't think that coming from an environment where a lot of people were so controlled already and then going into another environment that's kind of similar but just a different person at like the helm of the ship, I don't think that's healthy. Sometimes when people work with me, they ask questions about DID and their system and all of that, and like I enjoy telling them that this is my opinion and this is what's possible, but in the end, I don't fucking know. I mean, you get to decide for yourself what something means. And for some people, that's really scary. And I understand that. I understand that it's really scary, and it's simpler and feels safer maybe to just have someone else that you believe knows that you can ask and they can just tell you. But I mean, I'd actually have a lot of caution about somebody who did believe that they know and were willing to answer every question definitively and say, well, the answer is this, because we don't fucking know. I mean, even someone like me who has all the experience that I have and has the knowledge that I have, it doesn't mean that I know definitively. And I can give you some suggestions and I can say, well, I mean, based on what I'm seeing, it could be this, but I don't know. And I mean, if that's disappointing, it's disappointing, but for me, it was very liberating to go, there are categories that a lot of parts probably fit into, but there could be parts that don't fit into that category. And that was very freeing for me to go, there's no wrong way to be a multiple. There's no wrong way to have a system. So anyway, I just wanted to address, like I said, this is not a propos of any particular thing, and nothing happened to me or with me or anything, or with someone else that I know of. I just want you guys to be safe. I don't want you to put yourself in danger, and a lot of times it seems to be younger parts that don't know what oversharing is, or don't know what might be oversharing. So I just want to send a quick video and remind you guys to please be careful about what you share online. I hope that we're making friends and developing our communities and our support systems, but not everybody out there has the best of intentions. And not to beat a dead horse, but I want to make sure you understand this is not in reference to anything specific. I have seen posts lately that made me cringe a little bit, that made me go, I don't know that they should be sharing that necessarily, but I don't want to seem like I'm controlling them by telling them not to share it either. I just want you guys to be safe. So that is all I have to say at the moment. You can ask questions or whatever. Oh, and just real quick, this also has nothing to do with anything, but at some point somebody asked me, and I don't remember who or even what situation it was. Someone asked me, said that their littles wanted to know why I don't look like I did, I guess, last March when I was reading books to them on videos, and my hair grows. That's really the only reason. Like, I think when I was making those videos, my hair was super short because I had just cut it super, super short, and that's been a whole year and my hair grows really fast. So that's why I don't look the same. If there's something different about me other than my hair, I'm not aware of it. So my hair grows. That's the reason. All right. Bye.